Greetings and welcome back to Digital Alley. In this session, we are going to cover how to create appointments in the CRM. And in most cases, this type of activity is going to be more heavily used by the digital advisors. But feel free to watch the video so that if it does open up to others in the future, you at least know how to set the appointment and some of the features within. With that said, let's get started. So as you can see, of course, we are on the dealer form. You're going to want to make sure that you are on the summary tab and you'll go to the activities section. And from there, you're going to click on this plus sign here to add a new activity. That will trigger a drop down and you're going to want the fourth option down, which is appointment. That will open up your new appointment window. Let's bring this more into view here. And there's a few things to note on this form. First, you'll see that we can't add attachments. And much like a lot of the assessments that are available in the CRM, that's because we need to click save before we can enable this feature. However, we can't save without all red asterisks, all fields that have a red asterisk having a value. So we're going to put a subject in here and we will say, let's call it digital check-in. So now that we have a value there, and we already have default values here for start and end time, we can hit save. And you can hit save at the top left or at the bottom right using the floppy disk. Now once it processes, now you have this plus sign allowing you to add in attachments for your visit. So this little notification here, it says at least one recipient does not have an email address or is marked as do not allow, is because this required individual is not an individual at all. It's actually the dealership. It gets pulled in automatically as default. You're going to want to remove this and add in a contact from the dealership. So I'm just going to use one that I know that I have created for this dealership, and his name is Sean Test. I don't see him in his first list, so let's get a little more. And here he is. So I can add this here and disregard this notification now. And I'm going to complete this form. So I have my required individuals who are going to be at this appointment. The optional folks may be individuals like your zone manager or someone from the agency team that you want to add onto the list, but they don't need to be at the appointment. So we'll add just one or two more individuals here. Good to go. The location is going to be at dealership, or you could paste in the actual physical address. Regarding is always going to be defaulted to the dealership, and that's what we want. This is what maintains the relationship between this appointment and this dealer. For attachments, all you're going to do is you're going to hit the plus sign. That's going to bring up your menu much as it would in a lot of other programs where you're going to browse your files. So when you click browse, it brings you into here, and we will say that we want to add that file and attach it. We're good to go. We can close it, or we could remove it if we wanted to replace it with another file. Now, if we wanted to add in another, we would simply repeat the process, go back in, and add another file. From here, you're going to scroll down, and you're going to make sure that you have the correct start date and time. So we will put this out in the future and say this is going to be for next month, and we're going to make this visit on the 16th. And let's make it starting at 11 a.m. And we want it to end at 1 p.m. We're good to go there, and you'll notice that the duration has automatically changed based on the time slot that I'm saying I'm going to be at this dealership. From here, I can scroll down, and just because it's here, if this was an all-day event, let's say that as a digital advisor, you are going to be hosting a workshop that may be in all the event, you would just click this checkbox here. For description, this is where I can add in any talking points that maybe I have from another meeting and I want to paste in. So I could just paste those notes here, and then I can come back in and log any notes that I had from the meeting, as well as any action items. And I can log those here. The owner is going to be defaulted to yourself as the individual who created this activity. And we're done. Now I could save this, and I'm going to. So I can save here, and you'll notice I still have the options of setting my priority, as well as up above here, making this a recurring appointment. So I'm going to say that this is a low priority because, as I said earlier, it's just a digital check-in. You'll notice my status is now reflecting as scheduled because I saved the appointment. And if I wanted to, I could come up here and click recurrence and establish some type of frequency and cadence. Using appointment time, this is already capturing what I entered down below. I could determine if this is going to be, my cadence is going to be weekly, monthly, daily, and how it's going to recur, as well as the days in which I want to do this, in case this is something that's going to happen on a more frequent basis. Let's say I'm going to be at this dealership for 3 days in a row, or 3 days during that week. And then my range, when I want this recurrence event to start and when I want it to end. So I'm going to cancel this out. Now you've got the option to mark it complete or close the appointment once you're done with it. While it's in an open status, which it is right now, you can come in and you can continue to add context to the conversation, as you see here. And when I'm done, I can either hit mark complete, which is going to be a one and done, or I can hit close appointment. Now hitting close appointment is going to give me a few additional options where I can either keep it as completed or I can set it to canceled. So I'm going to keep it as completed for now and close this out. And now I have not only scheduled the appointment, but I've gone back in and marked it as complete. If you ever want to review it, all you have to do is go to Activities, click the subject, and you're right back into the appointment. Now you will notice that unlike assessments, you cannot come back in and reopen this. Once activities are complete, they are done. And that's it. As always, if you have any questions or recommendations or suggestions on video content, training that you'd like to see, please do reach out via email, and I will do my best to get those recorded and uploaded as early as I can. Thanks for tuning in.